Hey YouTube, as you can see 2334 on the right here where these battles start, 2661 is where I am at as of Monday the 18th of September, which is very, very, very high, quite honestly, because the number one player who was top ranked on on the leaderboard last year, number one, just hit expert at 2750. So I'm only 90 from basically the number one player in the world for the last like few seasons. So quite a dominant run here. 2.5, 3 days with this team. Here is the team: Victini, Slowking, Malamar. I will go over. I got a lot of battles here, so I'm not going to go over the team per too much. The only thing I will say why I think this team really works, besides them being all very meta, is you have a nuke V create on the front, and both Slowking and Malamar are both safe swaps. So depending on what you see on the lead, you can go into either of these Pokemon based on what you see. So I will go over each of these battles. I think I just put in wins, quite honestly, because I mean I did lose obviously, but for the most part I'm up 320 points in 2.5, 3 days. Like there was a lot of 5-0s, 4-1s in here. So I just pulled out a lot of the wins because I just want to showcase how I would play out various leads so that if you ever get into that situation, you can do it as well. So let's get into some battles. So Victini into Bruxish. So this is obviously, I'll just pause and go over my thought process. Hopefully it's the same thought process of what I do. But basically, this is a terrible lead because super effective bites versus I can only get to resisted V creates anyways. So Galarian Stunfisk is also weak. It's not Stunfisk, Jesus. Galarian Slowking is also weak to bites, and Malamar it will neutralize the bite. So I'm most likely going to go into Malamar here, which is fine. Bites still add up. They do, I think, do a pretty smart job where they're going to chip a bunch on the bites and then eventually come in here. Because the problem with this mirror matchup is, if you haven't played it before, 2 foul plays, Psycho Cut is very resisted. 2 foul plays do about 90% to your opposing Malamar. So it will always take a 3rd foul play to take you out. But because they chip so much, they would be able to take me down. They would be able to throw 2 foul plays to take me out. So I'm a little surprised, but they don't need to shield there, but they know that this is also going to be super effective here. I get to the move first. I'm like, you know what, let's just throw this, because if I can force this last shield or take them out, both are fine, because now they're going to come back in with their Bruxish, but I'm going to immediately swap because Ghost is still super effective against a Psychic Water Pokemon. So yes, I'll be hitting super effective bites, and they instant swap. And now basically I want to get this out of here somewhat quickly, right? Because I'm not worried. And they shield, so this is, I think, game over. I got a shield because realistically what's going to take me down is the bites. So I need to get this out pretty fast because I don't really want to take any more damage, fast move damage or charge move damage, because I want to leave myself with enough health that if they do get a bunch of bites off like they are here, it's not enough to take me out. So with that, I can take this out. There also is the second option where you can like shield, use that second shield and farm up a bunch so you come out with almost a Shadow Ball. This is obviously a great lead, right? They were in with a Charm user, Fire resist that. Malamar has such a dominating matchup here because Foul Play one-shots this Pokemon. This Pokemon is so glassy, Foul Play one-shots. I feel like this team is built like this because it's like draw out a Malamar, punish it with a Fairy. The thing with Fairies is this is still neutral because they're half Psychic. So it's going to do like 70%, 80%. Yeah, so they have to kind of shield. At this point, I got one shield. Let's see if I come Galarian Slowking. Smart would be Galarian. Yeah, so I would just pause it there because the smart move is Galarian Slowking because they are switch locked. Poison also resists the Fairy, right? So Fire and Poison both resist Fairy, so I can come in either or. But being able to do super effective hexes is a pro here. And the second option is if they probably have an answer for Victini in the back, so I might as well just get ahead on energy here. So they're out of move. We will shield this because this would definitely hurt. It is a triple axle. That's fine. They're boosting up a resisted move. There is your Malamar. Okay, so it's not an answer to Victini. Well, it's an answer to Slowking, which is fine. They let it go, which is fine. I got a shield because this will probably take me out from this range. I'm going to build up so I have at least 2 that if they shield, I can go back to back. But I also wanted a little more energy because I don't want to lower my defense times 4 and then just get charmed down. I don't think I will, even 4 times lowered here. But because I got those 2 extra quick attacks through, I'm now at a 3rd V create, so I will take this matchup. Sorry, I'm just moving the microphone if it makes a loud noise there. Slowking is one of these interesting ones because it's one where it's a losing matchup for you. The fact that Hex is super effective, Surf is super effective, and Shadow Ball is super effective. The quick attack, the thing is, if they just go straight Surf, you'll live a Surf and you can get off 2v create and take it out in like the sort of 0 shield. If they just go straight Surf and you call that. So I think I'm probably just going to stay in here. Okay, so I throw in here. Now I may go Malamar. So that is your other option. Again, Malamar and Slowking are both such good save swaps. I'm fine coming in with either. So just getting off of V-Create to either grab a shield or do that much ship damage is both fine by me. They come in with a fairy, so I'm going to get deleted here. But I still got a foul play off. And now, again, I can either come, or I could come back Victini, or I can just, same thing. Resisted on the poison, get ahead on energy. Their Slowking comes back in, it has a ton of energy, so I will shield. Just getting ahead on energy on Slowking is always a good idea, because Victini, you're always going to be able to just do 5 quick attacks and 5 quick attacks and V-create and dip sort of thing. So getting ahead on energy here is good. I bait because that's their last Pokemon, and I'm already so far ahead on energy. Because I baited, I'm now just like, there's no point of baiting twice. That's sort of my only lose condition now. I got 1 bait through. I don't need a second one. So shield this up, farm down for the win. So get out of not a bad lead, but this isn't amazing. Again, not an amazing lead, not a bad lead. I'll probably play it I could play it similar. I've done both options. Like, this is Surf. I know I can live. So I'm probably going to let it go. Now we get to 2 V-creates and basically either grab 1 shield, 2 shields, or flip switch. So I grabbed 1. Some of these shield both, which is not bad either. So this one does shield both. Now I have a Malamar, which is going to be great. I may shield up a Shadow Ball, because the only problem is if you don't shield up this is Surf. The problem is if you don't shield up a Shadow Ball, they can go Shadow Ball Surf. So if you try to shield up the first Shadow Ball, that's good. Unfortunately, they just go straight Surf. That's fine. They are very weak to this in the back because I already have such a good matchup against this. I'm probably not going to farm up a bunch because those fast moves are adding up here, and I know this will take it out, and I do not want to have to shield unnecessarily, so let's just get this out of here. I know I still have a good matchup on the lead. I have a shield advantage. I have Galarian Slowking in the back still, which is a beast. Just going to take this out. Again, doesn't matter about proper timing when you are just going to take this out anyways. So goodbye there. And it is a Bruxish, so we are just sweeping here with Malamar. So that was just Victini on the lead, being able to V-create, grab those shields. And now I could just take it down with the Hex there. This is a good lead. Obviously, Fairy Wind's resisted. The only problem is, let me stop this because I have been hit with a couple high horsepowers now. It seems to be 50-50 whether they are running high horsepower as their second move or Mega Horn. So the pros and cons are, if you're running Mega Horn in situations where they don't have a secondary typing that resists Mega Horn, you're either hitting super effective against just like Psychic Pokemon or very super effective against Psychic and Dark Pokemon like Malamar. So that's that Mega Horn. Problem is, a lot of them are running high horsepower because it's kind of a faster move. I think it's a faster move, and it'll one-shot Victini, and it'll basically one-shot Slowking, which is everywhere right now, right? So this is where it gets tricky because even I would normally in these matchups, let's see if I let this go. So this one's just a Mega Horn, so I can live that. You're always at risk here because if I were to throw that V-create first, they could take me out with the Mega Horn. And if I go back-to-back V-Creates, they could take me out with the Body Slam. So I always try and wait. But the problem is if you wait and they throw a high horsepower and you don't shield, you're in trouble. And if you do shield and it's just like a Mega Horn, then it's kind of like a wasted shield, stuff like that. Or even a Body Slam is a wasted shield. So it gets a little tricky in that matchup. You just kind of have to make your best guess there. So they go down. Coming with Claydol, I have a move. This is great. Take me out, that's fine. Again, you are double weak to mud here. I don't mind that. I'm going to stop this a lot because this is more of a learning. If you're going to run this team, you need to learn all the matchups, and there's only like 10 Pokemon, so you need to understand the pros and cons. Victini just has a bad matchup against Claydol. I got the V-Create off, that's fine. Malamar has a really good matchup. One foul play does about like 55%. So that's why it has a decent, like a overall matchup, and it takes a while to get to the, like a lot of people are using it, but between the Mud Slap and the high horsepower, it takes actually a while to get to these moves. So you can outpace with the foul plays. Slowking, although taking super effective from the mud shots as well, you are also doing super effective with Hex, Surf, and Shadow Ball. So it's not that bad of a matchup against this. But since I have a good matchup here, as you can see, like I'm already at a foul play. They haven't even thrown one of their high horsepowers yet. This does take out, I was about to say, so it does like 50-55. They are now going with their own Malamar in the back. Again, I think at this point I'm just staying in because I know it's going to take 2 foul plays to take me out. I want to see what they let go or don't let go here. So they shield up the first one. My goal is to throw this immediately right away because I just lost the MP, so I just need to chip this. Now, I'm either going to get out immediately or because they shielded. So this is smart on my opponent. This is why I stayed in here, and this is smart on my opponent for counting. You either have 2 options here. You either stay in and get to another foul shield and get to another foul play, or you leave immediately. My opponent very correctly counted right before I got to the foul play and through. So basically, if I let this go and just go now shielded Slowking, there are basically already at another foul play. So what I want to do is I want to shield, because I got 2, chip here to put it within 50%, and then I'll probably just Hex and Surf the rest down before they get to what is probably a second foul play here. Another Psycho Cut went through though, so they are definitely out of foul play already. But I think between the Hexes and the Surfs, it's already pretty low that I can just shield one, go straight Surf, and take this out. There's no reason for me to go Shadow Ball. Like a Surf is more than sufficient from this range. I think I live one from this range. Yeah, maybe that's why. I know I live one from that range. But you can just go straight Surf from here. You really don't need the Shadow Ball from that range. So bad lead here. We'll go straight into Malamar. They are not leaving. They eventually leave into Giraffe, but again, Giraffe's not going to have a good matchup here because Foul Play is going to do a ton of damage. A one-shot amount of damage. Maybe they misclicked because why would you not come Shadow Guard against me here? And now I'll be able to chip. Now they're switch locked, so I'm just going to come in here immediately. I'm probably just going to farm a bunch. Yeah, go to 2 V-Creates. There's no point of throwing that early. Just go back to back here. And if they let this go, just go straight V-Create here because they're very, very unlikely to shield. And if they don't shield, then they're basically just Hex range, right? Because it still does 50%, and now they're just Hex range that I can just double shield everything. Because again, Psychic Fangs will be neutral because of the poison, plus the bites will be super effective. So I really don't want to take those unnecessarily. Just straight Hex down there. Malamar is a tricky lead. A foul play to a Victini does about 90%. Like you're pretty deep red with one. So you can never throw the V-Create before because that will put you in one-shot range with foul play. So you always have to build up and just kind of eat the first one here. It does a lot. The only thing you need to worry about potentially is if they try and snipe you with something. It doesn't look like they're going to do it here, which means I can 2 V-Creates off. 1 V-Create does not take out. It gets it down to like 10% if they let it go. I'm just going to go back to back here. I'm going to shield. I don't need to shield because they are also going to get to I think the reason I'm shielding is because if they... So they do let it go. I'm just going to stay in here because I don't want to switch block myself unnecessarily. So I'll take the extra like hex or two there to not switch lock myself. Shadow Ball is going to come through. It's going to hurt. Foul Play will also hurt a ton there. If they get to Surf before, I need to make a decision. At this point, let's see if I get to the move or they do. I may just let go and come in with Instant Swap. Yeah, bank a move and come in here, get a couple of hexes off, which should put me in a good position. I banked a move. Oh, and it's a poison. So now my only sort of lose condition is if they catch a move here, if they catch a Shadow Ball. So I think what you're going to see is me being very, very patient. Because I remember one, I basically just like don't throw knowing they're going to try and catch. So stop throwing. I know they're at, I'm going to have to shield. But I also cannot throw right away because I figured that they're going to try and catch, right? So like you saw how delayed that was. I basically did not throw for like, they switched and got like 2 Psycho Cuts through, but that is okay because one of my only lose conditions was a catch. So I get the Surf off just to take this out, and then I will be able to get to the Shadow Ball before they take me out with their poison jabs. Plus I had a Foul Play bank, so I'm pretty sure it would have been okay anyways. Victini against SlowBRO. So it's not Slowking, it's SlowBRO, but it is Galarian SlowBRO. So I think the only difference is this is running still running Surf, but like a poison fast move, but it does not resist V Create. So I'm going to play this very similar. Let's see if I shield Surf. I don't think you need to shield Surf. I think you can live it. I will. Again, I will. You don't need to, but I think I will just because those poisons are also adding up. I'll probably go back-to-back V-Create unless they let this go. And then, yeah, so if they let that go, I probably instant swap. Because they did not let that go, I will go back-to-back here. And then I'll probably instant swap. Yeah. Come in here knowing that poison is resisted. Because they let me get a couple hexes through, I can probably comfortably shield. I don't think I can get to a second Shadow Ball before they go. I'm just wondering if a Surf from this range takes it out. I'm pretty sure it does. The problem is this is very, 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 very IV dependent, and they live with 1 HP there. Yeah. I played this multiple. As you can tell, I've played these matchups with, and there's only like 10 Pokemon. You've played them multiple times. In the Galarian Slowking against Malamar, if you get Hex plus Shadow Balls off, and then just go straight Hex Surf, it seems about 50% of the time, maybe a bit more, that Surf KOs. Other times it does not, and it's very, very IV dependent on their Malamar. So their Malamar must have pretty good IVs because it lived a Shadow Ball and a Surf. So I'm going to instant swap into my Malamar. There's no point of taking just an extra bite. They catch on their SlowBRO, which is an okay catch, but they're already it's already such a bad matchup for them that that's actually quite a lot of, I forget if they had energy or not, but that's actually quite a lot of energy or health to go down on the SlowBRO there. I may actually just probably wanted to let that go there if I was them, but they catch, I Foul Play, and I Foul Play for the win. So, okay, we've seen this. Instant swap, that's interesting. There's no reason to instant swap there. I've played that again. I've showed you how I played it before. I don't actually like this because now you're just setting yourself up for failure here in a safe swap. Like if you're gonna swap, grab a shield first to give yourself advantage before you just instantly swap there. So I actually do not like what I'm doing here. Mega Horn will take me out. Body Slam won't. If they Body Slam, I may be able to get to a second Foul Play, but they CMP, which is fine because that means they're low on energy. They still probably, oh, and I live. So that's probably my IVs coming through here to live. They let it go, which is smart because now they can just come back in here. Oh, I'm surprised they did not come back in here. So now I'm in a tricky situation. I cannot throw the move first because it would one-shot me if I V-Create first. But once I throw this Foul Play, I'm now basically just going back-to-back V-Creates. Slowking comes in. I saw one Hex go through. I'm probably going to get out of here immediately. Yep. Now, I'm going to have to shield because I cannot have a Shadow Ball hit me here. I can now probably farm down. That's just a Surf, which is whatever, because one Foul Play from this range probably takes me out anyways. So I'm not worried about that Surf. Now the question is, how much am I going to bait here? So they go straight away, which is unfortunate, but I'm at a lot of energy. I think I have a V-Create stored. They call the bait. So I'm going to go basically back-to-back Surfs here. So good call on the bait. But I'm now at a second move, and I know I have a V-Create stored. So now you're going to see, again, a pause from me till they're halfway in their animation, and then I'm going to snipe. So right, I know these battles are sped up a little bit, but basically watch their fast move. I'm not touching the button. I'm waiting for them to be half animation here. Sorry, after this one. So I'm not going to touch a button. I'm just going to let them do their fast move animation, and then I'm going to instant swap and snipe. So I'm not doing anything. Instant swap, snipe. Take them out for the win. Victini mirror match. Again, talk about a really tricky one. So actually, two things on my team. I just have Psychic because I didn't want to TM away. Psychic is useless. Just run Overheat instead. Overheat is much more useful here. And same thing with Malamar. I have Superpower. I've seen Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam's probably better. Like, I think I've thrown Superpower once. And that was just because I was low on, like, gonna die, so I just got any chip damage. Mirror match though, you don't want to throw first. And we are now just like farming up a ton because no one wants to throw first, because if you throw first, you're going to lower, you either overheat and lower your attack substantially, and that doesn't take out, or you V-Create and lower your defense substantially, and then I can one-shot you with a V-Create. So they V-Create. I'm going to try and go here. We CMP, so their second one will take me out. But what this essentially does is we now CMP'd. I'm in the yellow and burn one shield. They are either going to shield and get out. At that point, I have a V-Create and switch, or they're going to let it go. I'm going to take it out. I'll still have a V-Create for whatever comes in, and then I'll just be down a shield. So let's see what they decide to do. They shield. They're probably going to get out. They do. They try and catch it on Claydol, which is fine. I still need to chip this anyways. And now Malamar, probably, again, this is my best answer for this. So I can probably farm up a little bit, not a ton, just a little bit there. Get off the foul play, not enough to take it out. High horsepower will not take me out, so I don't need to worry about shielding. I keep saying high horsepower. Scorching Sands on Claydol, sorry. High horsepower on the pony. Scorching Sands on that. Speaking about the pony, it comes back in. I get one foul play off. They shield. They're maybe able to farm down here. Yeah, gonna come straight in here. Again, early on, I didn't see a lot. I saw a lot of Mega Horns still. I think more people are catching on and going here. My only worry is about a catch. My only worry is about a catch, man. What are you doing? Come on. I mean, I still need to land this anyways because they have a ton of health. I may try and catch myself. Yeah, I figured that was my win condition, was just catching. I still have a move. I still have a shield. They're not going to fairy wind me down. I can just surf from this range. Again, there's no reason for me to go here. Surf takes out like a 50% health pony. There's no need for me to do this, especially with the hexes doing so much damage. So basically using my Victini as a third shield there, so I can shield this up. So this is a good lead here. Again, as long as you don't throw before, let's see if I shield or not, because again, I'm often worried about a high horsepower now, but it's just a Mega Horn, does not KO. They catch on their own Victini, so nice catch. I'm still at a move, so I'm going to bank it and probably come Slowking. Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's because I can get so far ahead on energy. I know I can take a V-Create. I can, but I just shield anyways, and it's just an overheat. So now I'm just going to farm down, I think. Okay, not quite. I have so much energy. I could have just farmed down, but I really don't want to take another one unnecessarily, even though their attack is so lowered. I could. They have their own Slowking, which again, with shield advantage is a pretty good situation to be in, but I have Malamar, so that's pretty good. So that's why I'm just going straight nuke twice now, because there's no point not to, because I have Malamar, which will sweep here anyways. So let's see if no, I'm going to let them just take me out here. Now the question is, they have a bunch of energy. Do I come Malamar just knowing that I can just get ahead on energy and just take a Shadow Ball? Or do I come... Okay. Yeah. I can take a Shadow Ball. That's fine. And it's just a Surf. I can definitely take that. I was about to say, one of the only losses here is if they catch on their pony, so I will be aware of that. Take this out. They're probably going to be able to X me down before I get to another one, but foul play will take this out from this range. So that is how you basically play the entire meta of Psychic Cup. So again, I went up 300 and what was it, 330 points. I'm probably, leaderboard isn't out yet, but I'm probably close to leaderboard at this point because I've just been dominating with this team. And I will play this for this video will go up on Wednesday afternoon because I do want to put out the substitute videos in the substitute XL and legendary Pokemon in the morning. So this will go out in the afternoon. And then tomorrow will just be like looking at Shadow versus non-Shadow, and maybe one more in the afternoon for Ultra League, but I may bank that Ultra League for later. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I'll be playing this team all week because it's just so strong and I know how to use it in every matchup. So again, this cup is on next week. Again, if you don't want to play Great League and you just want to run this team and dominate, it works. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Good luck if you're going to use this team. If you have any other questions, I'll try and answer them below like I always do. That's it. So thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.